Hi everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com, and look at a little movie that's on video on demand at the moment. You can download it or stream it as I'm recording this, and it's out to buy on the 20th of July 2020 in the UK. Please check your territory. For £7 on DVD, very reasonable price, and it's a film called Think Like a Dog. Please, we're going to have a look at that today. Please, if you're new to the channel, please push that old subscribe button there, push the bell notifications and set them to public to make sure you get these notifications of these movie review vlogs and TV drama reviews, information vlogs, etc, etc, that I put out there. Yeah, Think Like a Dog. I mean, they're not my normally my favourite films, sort of doggy films, you know. I'm sort of glad there's not too many knocking about these days, so I quite sort of enjoy them when they do appear. But I'm not a big fan of big animal films. I mean, you know, obviously after watching Doolittle, I don't think I'd ever recover, to be honest with you. It's a PG rating, obviously a family comedy film. All right, comedy's a bit weak. The dog has his odd moment of humour. An hour and 31 minutes. Stars Josh Duhamel and Megan Fox, obviously both from Transformers. They worked together on Transformers, didn't they? So this is what they did in the downtime of Transformers. I'm not saying certainly it wasn't any worse than Transformers, put it that way. And the young man there in the picture, I think it's Gabriel Bateman. I'm not sure who does the voice of the dog, but he's a little bit annoying at first, but you sort of get used to it. Yeah, and it's about a young tech wizard who develops a telepathic connection with his dog. So he some sort of science fair thing, and he develops this thing where he can listen into what his dog's thinking with the help of a satellite that sort of explodes and things like this. All weird things. I thought they were going to swap bodies originally. You know, I thought it was going to be a swapping body thing, which might have been interesting. Different way of doing it. So that would have been a nice story. I didn't think of that now till I just thought about it then. Written and directed by Gil Junger, if you like Gil Junger or Younger, however you pronounce that, Junger. Is it liked? Yeah, well, there's not many reviews out there. Rotten Tomatoes, there's only actual seven reviews put down. 5 of those were positive, so it ends up as a 71% positivity rating. And overall, the score, based on just 7 reviews, which isn't much to go off, is 6.1 out of 10. Which is okay for this sort of film. Internet Movie Database, they're a bit more down on it. We've had 173 people actually bothered to either leave a score or a review, but it's only averaging at 4.8 out of 10, so not a great score on the Internet Movie Database. 45% of those who actually bother to review, etc., give it 6 or more. So just under half the people sort of give it a sort of watchable plus rating. Some of the positives: perfect family film, enjoyable and light-hearted, and typical kids movie. So I mean, they're positives. I mean, you know, it's a family movie, so yeah, nothing wrong with being a typical kids movie, is there? And the negatives: boring and cheesy. Yeah, well, it is cheesy, but we're not, you know, we are talking that sort of film, aren't we? Bored to freaking death. That's a bit unfair. I mean, I'm not going to go over the top on this one, but I'll explain that in a minute. Horrible. That's another comment we got. Horrible. But I think that's a little bit unfair. I mean, personally, as I said, I'm not really into these doggy films, but I think, excuse me, the boring element, the bored to freaking death. Well, I think what they should have done, obviously, there's a technical billionaire in it who's played by the gentleman who stars in a very well-known comedy show. Obviously, I'm not seeing him in much else, but obviously he plays a tech billionaire, and obviously as a side to him, as you'd expect from these billionaires, you know, there's always something. So I think they could have played on that a little bit more than they did, which would have perhaps made it less boring for our friend there who said he thought it was bored to freaking death. So I think they could have played a little bit more on that, because it's more about the relationships. Obviously this lad's mum and dad's relationships not great to start off with, and he's obviously in love with a girl at school and all this sort of thing. And obviously there's this satellite that they've obviously affected is the guys who own the satellite are trying to find out who these hackers are that have affected the satellite. So there's different things going on, but yeah, I do think they missed a little bit of a trick and could have made the tech billionaire a little bit more mystery, a little bit more Dr. Evil, a little bit more of that in it. But hey, it's still okay. And it's not a talking dog. It's basically, you know, he don't make his lips move, and so he's a thinking dog. So obviously the young boy can read his mind. So the actual dog is talking. You can hear the dog, but obviously he's obviously, you know, he's not animated in any way. He's just a normal dog, and I'm sure they probably had a couple of dogs. But having said that, it was quite unique looking, so perhaps he did only do it with the one dog. Okay acting. The acting's okay. I mean, so obviously you expect from a younger cast. The young lad Gabriel Bateman's okay. No, it's a bit. Might get on my nerves after a while, but some of these young actors do. But he does okay. He does an okay job in it. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of a film I'd easily sit and watch with my grandkids. It's not for obviously teenage. It's not. I wouldn't have thought unless they really obviously it's a dog, isn't it? I mean, a lot of kids like the dogs, so certainly not older teenagers. I don't think they'd just sort of turn the nose up at it. But it's a nice film, and even for parents, even for grandparents, etc. There's elements of it that are okay. That, as I said, it's an hour and 31 minutes, so hour and 20 minutes if you take the credits out. So it's not too long, and the story's okay. Nothing wrong with the story. So I quite like Think Like a Dog. As I said, it's not my usual genre of things with animals in them. It's not my sort of unless it's King Kong or something like that. But I'm going to give it a movie game nostalgia rating of 6 out of 10. So I'm going to be just about in line with Rotten Tomatoes are coming out with, but a little bit nicer than Internet Movie Database. There's some right miserable people on there who obviously, you know, you think there's a lot of animated films nowadays, isn't there? Good quality, you know, some good, some bad, and obviously these sort of live action family films that have sort of fallen by the wayside a little bit. So it was nice for me to watch this, because I do watch a lot of animations, and I just want something family wise. And I've also watched a certain Disney Plus thing recently, which called Artemis Fowl, which obviously was aimed at the family audience as well. But if I say this was a little bit more refreshing and light than perhaps that was, I mean, that probably says it all, doesn't it? But anyway, check out my Artemis Fowl review as well if you get a chance. That should be out there on my playlist. Yeah, so I'm going to give it 6 out of 10. As I say, it's a nice afternoon watch with the kids. It won't last long in the memory, obviously. It certainly won't if you buy it. It was certainly, you know, it might not be one they go back to time and time again, but it's not a bad little watch. And it's £7 on DVD on the 20th of July. That's not a bad price, is it? It's sort of not much more than what you'd be charging for streaming these days on some of the sites. Anyway, that's Think Like a Dog, 6 out of 10. Family film, PG rating, an hour and 31 minutes, and out on the 20th of July. Anyway, thanks for watching that. Please let me know in the comments what you think if you get to watch this. Follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie. I'm on Facebook at Bernard Deneen, so please follow me on there. And if you can also check for my little website, moviegamenostalgia.com. All the links are below or on my Twitter account or Facebook account, moviegamenostalgia.com. Please have a look on there for old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 1990s and 2000s, some great films, some great actors, and board games on there as well. So if you can, thumbs up to you, you can spare a couple of minutes to have a look on my little website as well. That's much, much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Whatever you're going to do the rest of your day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family, and let's all look after each other. And hopefully you'll join me again for something else very, very soon. This is Bernard saying goodbye for now. Bye-bye.